Imagine standing on a mountain ridge, the wind cutting through the air, and in front of you a wall that seems to never end. It climbs steep mountains, dives into deep valleys, and crosses deserts, grasslands, and frozen plains. This is the Great Wall of China. It's not a single wall, and it wasn't built in a single era. It's a massive system of fortifications, constructed over more than 2,000 years, stretching over an incredible 21,000 kilometers. It's celebrated as one of humanity's greatest achievements, but behind its grandeur lies a darker truth. This wall was not only built with stone and earth, it was built with fear, with political obsession, and with the lives of millions whose names history never recorded. To understand why the Great Wall exists, we have to understand ancient China's greatest fear. For centuries, China's northern borders were exposed to the vast Eurasian steppe. This land was home to nomadic tribes, expert horsemen, skilled archers, and masters of lightning-fast raids. Among them, the most feared were the Xiongnu. They didn't fight like settled armies. They didn't lay sieges. They struck suddenly, looted villages, and vanished back into the horizon. For agricultural societies like China, these raids were devastating. Every invasion meant burned crops, stolen livestock, and captured civilians. The question was no longer how to defeat them, but how to survive them. Long before China became a unified empire, it was divided into rival states during the spring and autumn period, and later the warring states period. Each state built its own offensive walls. These early walls were not the majestic stone structures we imagine today. They were made of rammed earth, gravel, and wood. Their purpose was simple: slow down invaders just long enough for armies to respond. But these walls were fragmented, uncoordinated, and often abandoned when borders shifted. They were a temporary solution to a permanent problem. Everything changed with one man. In the 21 BCE, Qin Shi Huang unified China by force. He was a ruler obsessed with control. He standardized laws, currency, and writing systems. He believed a unified empire required absolute power, and one of his most ambitious orders was to connect and expand the northern walls into a single, massive defensive line. This project was enormous and merciless. Hundreds of thousands of people were conscripted. Soldiers, peasants, prisoners, and political dissidents. They worked in extreme conditions, often without adequate food or clothing. There were no records of individual deaths. The dead were simply replaced, and the work continued. Ancient Chinese texts describe the wall as a place where bones widen the landscape. The wall was doing its job, but the cost was unimaginable. From this suffering, powerful legends emerged. The most famous is the story of Ming Dynasty. Her husband was taken to work on the wall and never returned. She traveled thousands of kilometers searching for him, only to learn he had died. His body was buried within the wall itself. The story goes that when she wept, her grief was so powerful that a section of the wall collapsed, revealing his remains. Whether this is a myth or a metaphor, it reflects a deeply held reality. The Great Wall became a symbol of state power over human life. It was a monument to the emperor's will, built with the tears of his people. After Qin Shi Huang, the Han Dynasty expanded China's borders westward. With expansion came new opportunities and new dangers. The Silk Road emerged as a vital artery of trade, connecting China to Central Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. To protect this precious trade route, the wall was extended deep into the desert. This new section of the wall had advanced features: beacon towers, fortresses, and garrison towns. A sophisticated communication system was developed using smoke signals during the day and fire signals at night. A message could travel hundreds of kilometers in just a few hours. The wall had evolved from a simple barrier into a complex communication network, the eyes and ears of the empire. After the Han Dynasty fell, China entered long periods of fragmentation. The fate of the Great Wall rose and fell with the empires that followed. Some dynasties repaired it, others ignored it completely. During the Yuan Dynasty, founded by the Mongols, the wall was useless. They ruled both sides of it. For centuries, the wall decayed. Sand buried entire sections. Locals took stones for their own buildings. It seemed the Great Wall story was over, but history had one more chapter to write. After driving out the Mongols, the new Ming Dynasty faced constant threats from the north. This time, they decided there would be no compromises. The Ming rebuilt the wall on a scale never seen before. They used stone blocks and fired bricks, held together by a mortar mixed with sticky rice, which made it incredibly strong and durable. They added massive gates, artillery platforms, and barracks for permanent troops. This is the Great Wall that most people recognize today, the magnificent, winding stone dragon. Ironically, for all its strength, It did not fall by force. In 1644, a Ming general betrayed his emperor and opened the gates to the Mongols. The wall stood, but the empire behind it fell. So what is the reality of the Great Wall? There's a popular myth that it's the only man-made object visible from space. It's not. But its true power was never just physical. It symbolized the boundary between what the Chinese considered civilization and chaos, order versus the unknown. It was a monument to the state's ability to command unimaginable labor. In many ways, the wall was as much a psychological defense as it was a military one. Today, the Great Wall stands as a global icon. Tourists walk where soldiers once froze on night watch. Photos are taken where the cries of pain from laborers once echoed through the mountains. The wall reminds us that history's greatest achievements are often built on the backs of ordinary people whose stories are lost to time. The Great Wall of China is not just a defense against invaders. It is a defense against forgetting. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this.